The executive order at issue puts a temporary pause on entry for individuals from 7 countries that Congress and the last president determined, in a similar context, pose special risks in terms of terrorist infiltration into our country.
Is there any reason for us to think that there's a real risk or that circumstances have changed such that there would be a real risk if existing procedures weren't allowed to stay in place while the new administration conducts its review?
Well, the president determined that there was a real risk. That's why the president determined that the best course was a temporary, it's a short halt in entry for 90 days while these procedures are looked at. And that's understandable. The president comes into office with an obligation to protect the national security of our country.
How many federal offenses have we had being committed by people who came in with visas from these countries? And the ultimate was the answer was there haven't been any.
Yes, Your Honor. These proceedings have been moving quite fast, and we're doing the best we can. I can
You're
cite...
saying that the proceedings are moving fast, but you appealed to us before you continued in the district court to develop the record. So why should we be hearing this now if it sounds like you're trying to say you're going to present other evidence later?
There have been a number of people from Somalia connected to al-Shabaab who have been convicted in the United States.
Is that in the record? Can you point us to where in the record you're referring?
It is not in the record. There has also been other examples, but again, you're correct. These are not in the record.
If this is treated as a motion for stay, we obviously still believe that the court should reject that motion. And the most simple basis for that, of course, would be the lack of irreparable harm. I heard Your Honors again pressing counsel for a statement of what the irreparable harm is, and still no clear factual claims or evidentiary claims of what that irreparable harm would be from a stay. And in fact, it was the executive order itself that caused irreparable harm to our states, to Washington and Minnesota and our residents, and to many other states and people, as described in the many amicus briefs that have been filed. So of course, we believe that the federal government has shown no irreparable harm from reinstating the status quo prior to the executive order.
What's the irreparable harm to the state of Washington?
From the executive order? Well, we detailed a number of irreparable harms, Your Honor. We had students and faculty at our state universities who were stranded overseas. We had families that were separated. We had longtime residents who could not travel overseas to visit their families without knowing that they would be able to come back. We had lost tax revenue.
So what is it that should lead us to conclude that you've got a likelihood of success of being able to prove the religious animus you allege?
Well, Your Honor, for starters, that the president called for a complete ban on the entry of Muslims, and then
is this that ban?
No, we're not saying that this is a complete ban on Muslims entering the country. Obviously, I mean, they realize what his advisor said on television was that he was asked for a way to implement a narrower thing that would be legal. And but the point is that that was clearly a motivating what we have alleged. And again, yes, it is. We do have to show a likelihood of success, but at this stage, the case law is clear. Our plausible allegations are taken as true for assessing that likelihood of success. And
that cannot possibly be true. We are supposed to take your word for it. The fact that you make an allegation of the complaint and that equals likelihood of success, you don't really mean that, do you?